first off, I think you're seeing a lot more public uproar regarding this situation as opposed to Bradley Manning, just because, and Julian Assange, just because I would think that Bradley Manning and Julian Assange situation was far more severe because there was loss of life of non-enemy combatants, Reuters journalists that were gunned down by a 50 caliber freaking turret gun that was mounted on a helicopter. That the government basically wanted to blow off and say that they were enemy combatants when they really weren't. Bradley Manning saw this and decided that he did not want it on his conscience and thought the American people should see it. It pissed me off that the American people most of them did not really care as to the ramifications and as to what happens to Bradley Manning, who, if I'm correct, just received life in prison. Until the people change at the point of precipice, until it affects them, then they're angry. Oh, they're spying on my emails. They're spying on listening to my phone calls. Now I'm pissed. But isn't it sad it has to get to the point where it affects them or you directly in order for them to get angry? And those are my final thoughts.
All right, Reed, get your final thoughts on this.
There are so many thoughts to this story. It really bothers me. I think it's true that there needs to be more attention given to these stories. I feel like Bradley Manning, poor guy, has just sort of faded into the background, and his story and his everything surrounding that news story has sort of gone by the wayside. People have kind of forgotten about him, but this reality is still real for him. He's still locked up. He's still, unjustly, possibly could serve, his whole life for something that wasn't wrong. So I'm hoping at this point that the same fate doesn't wait for, this in this situation, this guy in this situation. I hope he manages to avoid a similar situation. I don't see how, though.
Well, that would depend on I guess extradition laws in Hong Kong, and if he can put up a good defense against that.
Right.
But for my final thoughts, in my mind, Edward Snowden did the right thing. I felt that the NSA personally has overstepped their bounds constitutionally, and that certainly does not make me feel safer. As for those that argue that these programs do make us safe, I just want to ask how, in what way, and if so, where's your proof? I also want to say how disheartened I am seeing that a majority of liberals are okay with this expansion of the Bush doctrine, and to make a plea for them to stop playing this Democrat versus Republican game, because it's not Democrat versus Republican. It's the establishment versus us. And any Democrat that's okay with this now, you don't have any right to come back to us in 2016 and complain if we get a Republican in office. Imagine these powers under, say, President Cruz, President Jeb Bush, or more likely, President Chris Christie. Think about it. Those are my final thoughts.